Hi, technical difficulties. I'm gonna think carefully about what I say. Today's theme is hitting the right buttons in the right order. Because if you don't, you do things like what I just did, where I start talking only to realize my microphone has been muted. Or, for example, you could go 30 minutes into a game without realizing that you never changed the camera away from your face. I believe the technical term for that is herping a derp. But I probably read too much Reddit. Reddit too much. I spend a lot of time on the internet. Yeah. So, is anyone still watching this? Because if I've not scared you off by now, yep. I have really good friends. That's awesome. Okay, so I've gone a game in. I have gone 2 games, one of which was not actually casted due to the fact that no one could see it but me. So we have that footage for later. And we're going to get into a third. So this is all from the same guy. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and find it really quick because I want to. And yep, this one is supposed to be also really exciting. This guy was super... This is Forsaken, by the way. This is the guy we've been covering in the whole segment of the show. He's the other theme of today. The theme that doesn't involve technical difficulties, of course, and pushing buttons in the wrong order. He pushes the buttons in exactly the right order, and he is super pro Terran awesomeness. So, we're going to see a game that's not a TVZ, because the other 2 were, even though you only saw one. It's going to be a TVT. 2 Terrans, 1 map, only one's going to win. Who's it going to be? We'll find out. In fact, we'll find out really soon. Because I'm downloading it right now. And I'm going to make sure I get in the game. Oh my god, I'm going to make sure I get into it. And my face is not on it because, god, that was just such a dumb mistake. And somehow I was still entertaining. So, thank you, I guess. Okay, here we go. Into the game. It is... If you can see that, if you can't see that, type spam me in chat and Facebook because, my god, I am paranoid about that. And yeah, that is on Bill Shield Vestige. There we go. So, spawning up in the top left corner, it is the Red Terran in the red trunks. SCG's Azrael. Okay, I think I used to play a champion in League of Legends called that. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Terran in blue, everyone's favorite, known Forsaken. Known? None? Non? ForsakeNXE, that is. I just call him Forsaken. I think that's a very catchy name. So, we'll hit you up here with the screen of that thing. That awesome title match thing. Okay, so in a mirror matchup, as is always, it's interesting to see where the 2 players diverge. So far, it is exactly mirrored. Cross spawns only, of course, on Belcher because it is only actually these 2 areas you can spawn on. I used to think you could spawn like here and here, and then I realized I was dumb. So yeah. Of course, we see dead even. Totally dead even. Half a second behind each other. Did I just turn sound off? Oh my god, no, I turned it... Okay. It's just really quiet right now. I'm not used to quiet, as you can probably tell. So, exactly the same thing going down. Barracks, barracks, supply depot, wall off. Where's the difference? Here it is. Forsaken is scouting, because he likes to do that. He proxy raxes. He doesn't want no shenanigans this game. No, sir, not Forsaken. He prepares. He does not forsake any of his duties. See what I did there? I was punny. Yeah, that's the only time you'll ever hear me say that, because it was a really bad joke. And Forsaken is also... Oh, so tempted to make that joke again. Neglecting his supply depot. He's not finishing it right now. And this one's not finishing either. So a little partial wall to prevent the scouting, I suppose. That's so cool that both players are doing the exact same thing. Is that what happens in Masters? Oh my god, mirror matchups, man. It really is like looking in a mirror. Look at that production tab. It's almost exactly the same, but look at the difference. Reaper harass. God, Forsaken has done this in the other games we've looked at today. And he's not doing it this time. But Azrael is. And I don't know if Forsaken is going to see this. His probe's coming out. It's going to get up to the front. It's not going to be able to get in. Oh, he's going to see it. He's going to see exactly what's coming. Oh, God, there he is. He's oh, God, there's a Reaper. I got to do something about this. Guys, I must make myself a second command center. Excellent. And he's going to actually produce himself another barracks. So he wants to build up a sizable bioforce to deal with this because he thinks there might be more. And he's right. So Azrael is expanding behind this. A very good move to be doing. He wants to be absolutely certain. Well, he is absolutely certain that if he does harass successfully, the counterattack, if it comes, he'll be able to deal with because a diminished economy and a very slow mining situation for his opponent. But instead, he decides to jump right into an obviously seen corner of Forsaken's main base, and he says, well, I can't go in that way. I better think of something else. Okay. But a decent number of Marines out on the field, while 2 more barracks are almost in the completion stages for Azrael, and a factory is going down for Forsaken. So right now, we see the difference here is bio versus mech. Of course. One Reaper does go down, a second one is taken down, a little bit of his health. And yeah, this is very good spotting for Forsaken. He does a great job of spotting all of the obvious places that he can get attacked from. Obviously over here, a Reaper can't jump that high, so he has to come in here, or he has to come over here. So this is actually a really good map to defend against Reaper harassment. Like, super good, man. Not a lot he can do. What is Azrael going to follow this up with? He has not done any damage whatsoever, so those 2 Reapers were, as far as minerals are concerned, a complete waste. But he's got one for a scout, so that's okay. He knows that there's no expansion coming up right now. And he's going to know that there will be an expansion coming up. And, yeah, I guess that's worth something, right? So a couple of Marines are coming out, about 6 of them. Yeah, they're going to come and see, oh, there's a Reaper. I'm going to go try and kill him. 2 Hellions are out in the field right now as well, because, that, of course, that factory got reactored right the hell away. And 2 barracks and a starport is now in the works for Azrael. So we're going to see mech versus bio. Who's going to win? Don't know. It'll be interesting to see, though. Stick around. You might enjoy the show. Okay, so what's the worker count at? I want to see the worker count. 28-29, dead even by 1. It's off. Oh, my God. So, yeah, because, of course, even though this orbital completed a little bit quicker, or got over here a little bit quicker than Forsaken, he also didn't have to pull any SCVs or not produce any SCVs in order to build any attacking units, because he got a couple of Marines. That's all he needed to be able to fend off the Reaper harassment. Of course, I guess that was probably worth as many Reapers. But he was also building a lot of his barracks. And he builds a starport as well, so he's going to get some medevacs, probably stick with that basic M&M strategy, and of course throw some Widow Mines in the mix because they are so goddamn good. And, oh, a lot of the SCVs are going to get fired down by this attack of Azrael's. His Hellions are coming in doing a lot of damage, but they're getting fired down right now. Oh, I don't know who's going to come out better of this one. Let's take a look at the units lost. Okay. Forsaken lost a lot of workers, I think. So now he's down to 27. He's a bit behind in his economy. He has been dealt what you would call a serious blow. But he's not in that bad a position. He can continue to macro up. He's got his orbital commands are able to call down OP mules at the drop of a hat. And he's going to start pumping out some medevacs as well as some Widow Mines. So he's going to be looking for a timing push. I'm going to guess around the 12-minute mark because he doesn't quite have enough yet to do it. He's going to be defending for the moment. He's getting his gas on his natural. He's already, of course, mined out at both these other 2 because he needs to be able to have enough gas for the Widow Mines and the... God, I had the worst brain fart ever. Medevacs. The thing I've been talking about for, like, a long time. Yeah, those things. So he doesn't have a lot of units right now. He will probably be able to deal with this drop reasonably well. But... hard to say. He also has Stim. Now, that's a huge advantage. But Stim is almost finished for Azrael, so it's really not going to matter too much. And a drop is going to come out. It's almost 10 minutes into the game. Not really a drop, more of a march. But don't know how effective it's going to be against this composition. It's actually a pretty even one. So right now they're going to stop at the Zelnaga Watchtower and expect to see something coming up. But if there is a drop coming out, this is somewhat undefended. Both the bases for Forsaken might be in a bit of trouble. Meanwhile, a missile turret has had the foresight to have had itself built. Azrael has defended his base. He's a tiny bit oversaturated on his first base. Not really. 17's a good number. Whatever. But he's still sitting on 2 bases, so both players are actually right there right now. And Forsaken is building less things, of course. He's getting upgrades just about in step with his opponent, but he has the combat shield already, so he's a tiny bit ahead. A drop is coming out while this army is marching out. Oh, that was a funky camera angle. Sorry about that. And Forsaken, if he gets in here and drops in the right corner without getting fired down, he is going to get fired down. Oh, God, he has to run away. An immediate pulls by the medevacs. Okay, but Azrael says, I don't care. I'm going to attack with everything I have because that's probably everything he has. And all he's losing right now is refinery. So this is a rough position for Forsaken to be in. His opponent is not pulling back. And he has to pull back himself all of these units. Hopefully he lifts it up and get this orbital command out in time. But this orbital command is getting fired down, and a lot of SCVs are coming in right now to try and surround and take out the Marines. I think Azrael is in better shape right now, but one tank is standing very firm against these Marines. They're getting healed just too fast, though. And, of course, that gets fired down by the Marauder. The drop was not cleaned up at all. Forsaken is still sitting in Azrael's base. So right now it's kind of a half-hearted base race, really. Actually, Forsaken did come out better at this. So because he was able to keep most of his units and not get them fought off like Azrael did, it looks like Forsaken's in better shape. And all he has to do right now is bring this command center around as soon as it turns itself into an orbital, or he can just keep it there and mining. And this drop has already done a lot of damage. A lot of damage. There we go. Take a look. How many Marine kills do these things have? 9. Oh, that one's a corporal. Oh, and that one's a sergeant. Oh, stay alive. That's a hero Marine. That's the way to go. But yeah, they actually did die. A very painful death. But the damage has been dealt. Let's take a look at our units, our workers. I don't even know the hotkey for workers lost. I'm so bad. It's actually evened out. Will you look at that? Evened the hell out. Just back to it. Units lost. That's what I'm looking for. That's units lost. That's not workers lost. Units killed. There we go. Azrael killed 16 workers. Forsaken got 30. So Azrael actually built more workers, and he lost them. So now he's probably a little bit angry, just a bit cross, if I can borrow something that's very British to say. He's going to start moving out with this M&M and H. A couple of Hellions that counts as an H ball. And he's going to hopefully take out everything he sees. And this is a much superior force. You know, I believe he's got, he doesn't have concussive shells, but it's just one Marauder, whatever. There are more Marines, more medevacs, and a couple of Hellions to deal with this. Forsaken is in the better macro position right now. Well, they've evened out just about, but he is not in a good position to be attacking. He needs to be in a position to defend. Of course, these tanks are going to have something to say about this force that does come marching in. And that Marine is showing no mercy. Yep, there we go. Supply line cut off. And, the long-distance mining, Azrael's going to be taking out a couple of those SCVs. And a bunch of them are marching straight into the onslaught, but the tanks are going to be doing a lot of damage to them as well. Fair amount of damage dealt back, though. 2 tanks taken out. Okay, fair enough. But this attack is not going to get any reinforcements, so Azrael might have to head home, and there's nothing there because this orbital command was put right back in its place. So, meanwhile, Forsaken's in a good position to attack, but there's a decent number of Marines and Marauders over here to deal with this. Meanwhile, back at the base, this is going to get cleaned up. Actually, a little bit of retreating. Okay, fine. So a lot of damage is going to be dealt to the SCVs, who are not getting pulled at all. Azrael's in a lot of trouble if he doesn't, but he does start pulling them finally. Still, a lot of them are coming down. What are the units lost at now at 41, 42, 43 workers killed? And the orbital command is going to take a lot more damage, and that one Marine who didn't get the memo, who was in the refinery the entire time, is going to die along with them. But here comes the force to back it on up. And those medevacs have to escape, but so far, so good for Forsaken. He is doing a great job of applying the pressure when it counts. He's gotten lucky on a couple of occasions, but he has made the greatest decisions when he needed to. He has said, oh, he's coming up to my base. Okay, I'll sidestep him over here. And then I'm going to march into his base. Well, he doesn't have anything. And now he gets to move out with tanks. How do you like that? Medevac, probably a little bit mismanaged there by Azrael, but to be fair, he has been a bit flustered this game. He is taking a fair amount of damage, and every time he is pushed out with superior numbers, he has managed to get wiped out because of the clearly effective microing and macroing coming out of Azrael, or coming out of Forsaken, who has been able to so far predict a fair number of these moves, and even though he loses units, bounces right on back. The army of Azrael's gets cleaned up. Nothing but medevacs and a couple of tanks are left on the field. And Azrael has to go back home, except this one medevac decides to follow and tag along because, yeah, why not? Okay. So, meanwhile, a bunch more Marines are being produced, and 1-in-1 upgrades are also, or 2-in-2 upgrades, sorry, forgive me there, are being produced for Forsaken, who is leading the charge in upgrades right now. He's starting to pull ahead in macro. He knows it. He has tech. He has the advantage. And so far, we just see committed bioplay still from Azrael. His decision to decide to keep deciding to go for early tech has bitten him a bit in the proverbial ass right now. He has only got so many bio units, and he's only got the production facilities for so many bio units. And there goes the GG. He knows he can't compete with this production, and Azrael is forced out of the game. So, there's my face again. What happened there? We see that Azrael started out in a good position. Both players diverged only slightly in that, well, big time in that they decided to go different routes. There was initially mech coming out of Azrael, and initially, over here, some dedicated bioplay to defend against the early Reaper harasses and things like that, and a couple of Hellions and all that stuff. They weren't super effective because they didn't have enough numbers. The Marines and the medevacs did a lot of damage. Easy. And then, after the cleanup and after the equalizing, Forsaken just said, he's only getting Marauders and Marines now, and I can get them faster. So what if I built tanks and then just stomped everything he had? So he did. And that was the game. Well, I've been doing this for a while. I better start cooking dinner because it's like 9:15, and goddamn. Yeah. Okay. So, everyone who watched, thanks for watching. It was awesome. I'm sorry I derped the first game. Should I put it on YouTube or not? Because it'll be funny in, like, a morbid way. Maybe I should just hide it and pretend it never happened. Yeah, let me know. But yeah, I will post the rest of these onto StarCasts and let who is it? It was Forsaken. Know that they were awesome games, actually. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you enjoyed the casting, the parts of it you could actually see. And, well, this is a bit late, but yeah, till next time. I'm going to be doing this one more tomorrow. Maybe I'll shave for this one, because that makes sense. Shave for the weekend and go into work, scuzzy. That's how we do it. It's Southern California. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed. Had a great time. I'm starting to lose my voice, so I'm going to shut up now. Take you back to this screen, and until next time, until tomorrow at 8 p.m., in fact, I'm wishing you all a very, very good night. And one more thing. See you guys later.